I believe everyone here today has witnessed something, watched something, or even observed something. As you are right now, you are all here watching me. As quoted by Yogi Berra, you can observe a lot just by watching. Yogi Berra has many quotes that are kind of redundant, but this one I believe means a lot to me. Being a coach, being a fan, being a spectator. Not only that, I can even be a witness to certain things. I've sat around for a lot of time watching sports, coaching sports, and even just sitting around downtown. I've witnessed people, and I've learned a lot about people. Sitting around down in downtown Brea, off Birch Street. I've sat in frescoes, and this is what I call it. I call it the aquarium. I'm sitting inside of it, inside the glass, and I'm watching all these people pass by. And I just see life around me. I see families walk past, I see adults and just couples, young couples, and I realize I'm just watching life and witnessing as it goes. And just sitting there and watching it, as he says, you can learn a lot just by watching. I learn a lot about life. I witness people, I see how people interact with one another. I am intrigued by how certain people react to certain things, how girls react to guys, how guys act on certain dates, or how kids are with their parents. And it's really cool to actually just sit there and watch. Even though you're not a part of it and you're a spectator, you can still learn every moment and what happens with each people. Now, even in just sitting down and having a day to myself and just watching people walk down the street, I can learn a lot just from that. And I see people interacting with different people from different ages to sexes and all that. Even when I'm coaching, I know it's a specific age range, but I do spend a lot of time sitting there watching some of these kids interact. Not just what they're doing wrong specifically on the field, what they're doing right, but how they interact with one another. I deal with a lot of teenage boys, so I hear a lot of stories about how boring class was and how they're going to try and ask this girl out, or how the game went, or how they personally feel about the team. And it's interesting just to sit there and witness how they communicate to each other and how they progress through life. From freshman to sophomore year, there's a huge difference. The way they speak to one another, the way they carry themselves, and sophomore to junior year. You can tell that the juniors feel more elite than the sophomores, and it's incredible, just 1 year difference, and I can just see it by watching. And I didn't know it at the time when I was that age. I wasn't able to zoom out of my body and watch myself. So in that aspect, it's interesting, because Yogi Berra was a catcher, and he caught games. So he himself was part of the game, but still had to watch everything that was going on. So he saw the third baseline, he saw the first baseline, he saw center field, he would adjust everything. He saw the game as it was happening, as I'm seeing life as it's happening. That's how I witness it. I see it from just a spectator sitting on the street. I see it as a coach watching kids. And then I even see it as a fan watching TV. I can just sit there and just kind of watch and see what the players are doing, how they're interacting, and I get to watch some of my friends play on national television. Just being a fan, I could sit there and just observe it and not have to be as involved and just kind of pull back from out of the scene, not have to be as involved as I am coaching and whatnot. I can just kind of watch, and it's great, because even right now, I'm watching all of you guys' reactions to what you guys are doing and how you guys are doing it. I'm watching Kirkham take notes. I'm watching some people giggle in the background. I know there's somebody in the window looking in right now. I can observe it all. Like, I see it all. When I'm playing sports, this is another, for me, there's been a couple topics here. For me, when I play quarterback, I have to see the whole field. And I'm able to kind of watch and let the play develop and watch everything happen. And that's just the aspects of life. You can just, once again, Yogi Berra, you can observe a lot just by watching. And to me, that clicked, because you can, and that's life. You learn from watching, and then you do what you see. And to me, it's just such a redundant quote, but that's what it is. You watch and you learn. Baseball is 90% physical. All 90% mental and 50% physical.
The first definition of the cartoon.
I'm free of all prejudice. I just hate everyone equally. That makes me feel it's a great quote. And then the last one, victory is
Stepped on my toe.
Oh, yeah?
And she said, I saw the teacher. She said, no, I saw her though, because she came out of the door, swung it open in front of kids, and cut like 3 girls off walking. All of it. And she just
All
walked in
right.
front of us.
Chris, on the presentation things, I want to start with those. Everything is very much in control. You use your voice well. You've got a lot of inflection and variety when you're speaking. It's paced very nicely. Your gestures seem involved. Your facial expressions are animated. Your eye contact is very consistent. Maybe you could move around in that spot a little bit more from one spot to another, but I didn't think that it was really problematic. So the presentation stuff is all really good. The speaking, the structure of the speech is the thing that's a problem for me. You've got an idea here, you've got a point of view, and you start going on it, and I just don't know where you're going. I think you make the same point over and over and over and over again, and there's not any way that it's developing. You have energy while you're talking about it, but you're saying the same thing, and after the first minute or so, it's not nearly as interesting. You're trying to sell it with your presentation, and I think you're doing a good job with all of that, but I don't think that the content develops very much, and so as a consequence, I'm a little bit less enthusiastic there. Organizationally, there doesn't seem to be any structure. It's just idea, 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 and there's not really much of a plan. I like the opening, but this would be so much better a presentation if you thought about how you were going to prove your point instead of just going into it and kind of running through these ideas. If it developed more, it would be better. So you're getting away with some stuff because the presentation is solid, but you need to work on getting the content a little bit more organized and structured, okay? All right.